So on my personal company website here, I have a section titled News and Updates. So if I select that, this is the blog section of my website. And the latest article that I wrote was about Academy Orthopedics of North Jersey. They're an orthopedic surgery group. I'm really appreciative of them. So I gave them a highlight on my blog here. What I want to do is make this a lot more dynamic and convenient for the user of my website and include an audio file right here, like an MP3 or something like that, that they could just play through and it will read this article in a nice, fancy, pleasant voice to listen to. So how the heck do I go ahead and accomplish this conveniently? The first thing I would have to do is simply copy the URL of the blog or page or article that you wish for ElevenLabs to create AI audio for. I then simply head on over to ElevenLabs, and you could see here under the studio feature, if I select that, there's an option to import from URL. So we will select that, and here I will simply paste the article URL, and now I get to choose a voice. So if we click on this, we can actually select the default voice that we wish to have, and you can obviously choose from a lot of different voices. I have showed that in previous tutorials that I've created, but here I'm just gonna play with some of them. So let's say Charlie, let's listen to this
Love
one.
all, trust a few, do wrong to none.
That's a little robotic for me, so I'm gonna try Callum.
Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit.
It's a little bit too much of a British accent for me, so maybe I'll try Mark.
Hey guys, here's just a more casual, kind of relaxed version of my voice, and I think it's great for conversational AI.
This is going to sound really pleasant to go ahead and read the article, so I will select that voice. Now the auto assign voices feature, this is if, let's say, we're doing an interview style blog article and there's different people speaking. Here we can actually auto assign different voices, and ElevenLabs will automatically detect the characters in the actual blog article and assign matching voices to them. But here I'm just going to use the default voice, which is Mark, and I will go ahead and click create. And here you see that it basically just isolated the text from the URL. Now, what I want is to delete these two lines here because I don't want it to actually read the title of the article or the author, which is me, Eddie. So I'll just simply backspace on that. And then once I have chosen the voice over here, what I could do is actually toggle the different settings. So I click on this icon here, and maybe I want to make sure that he doesn't speak too slow. Maybe I want to make it slightly more variable, and I want to exaggerate the style a little bit. I'll click save, and then I'll simply select all of the text here, and I will select generate. Now you see here it's taking a second to generate, so it seems like this took just 3 to 5 seconds. So what I'm gonna do now is play each paragraph on its own, and we'll see if we could problem solve things if we find that it's not to our liking. So let's play it now.
When it comes to orthopedic care, finding the right team of doctors can make all the difference. After many months of pain and discomfort.
So I noticed right away that there was too much of a pause between the difference and then after. So listen to that part once again.
Doctors can make all the difference. After many months of pain and
So one of the tricks to fix this is to actually insert a break, but I can actually specify to it exactly how long it should be. So see here it says 1S. Well, I can make it be 0.2S. And then if I click apply, now let's play it through one more time.
When it comes to orthopedic care, finding the right team of doctors can make all the difference. After many months of pain and discomfort,
you see there that now it stopped for just 1/5 of a second. So it was a very quick pause. I'm very happy with it. Let's keep listening.
my dad recently had the privilege of experiencing the exceptional care provided by Academy Orthopedics of Wayne and Clifton, North Jersey, and we couldn't be more grateful for the expertise, professionalism, and compassion we encountered.
So this paragraph is actually perfect. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to select the paragraph and I'm going to lock it. This means that if we're trying to fix anything down here and we actually regenerate the response, it's already going to be locked here. So it's not going to change anything about this response right here. So that's helpful to know. Now, let's go ahead and listen to the next paragraph.
Dr. Craig Wright played a pivotal role in transforming my father's life. After struggling with severe hip pain, he finally decided to undergo hip replacement surgery, and Dr. Wright made the entire process seamless. From the initial consultation to the surgery itself and the recovery period, doctor. Wright's skill.
So this was a weird error where it said the surgery itself and the recovery period, doctor. No, there's a comma here, so that's kind of strange that it did it like that. Now I'm going to try a different fix. I can insert a little pause there, but I'm going to show you a trick here. What I'm going to write is Dr. Wrights, and I'm going to have it all capitalized. And sometimes this alone does the entire trick. So let's go ahead and generate that one more time, and let's play it through.
From the initial consultation to the surgery itself and the recovery period, Dr. Wright's skill and dedication were
You see how it fixed it because I put it as all caps? Again, remember, it doesn't matter if this looks weird because this will be an audio MP3 file at the end. We just want to make sure that it sounds good, and this is a really good trick. If you want to actually isolate and have it say something at once and not be confused by things, make it capitalized.
Dr. Wright's skill and dedication were evident every step of the way. Today, my father is pain-free, enjoying full range of motion, and living life to the fullest once again.
Now, this paragraph is also perfect, so I will highlight the entire paragraph and I will also lock it. And I achieve that by hitting this padlock right here. If I want to unlock it, I could simply select everything and click the lock and it will unlock it if I want to make further changes, but I will lock it back up once again. Let's now listen to the third paragraph.
Personally, I also had musculoskeletal issues.
So this is an issue right here. I don't want it to say musculoskeletal issues. I want it to say musculoskeletal. Now, one way is I could probably direct the speech with my own voice, but I'll show you another neat trick. Why don't we just make it a little bit different here by doing musculo and then hyphen skeletal and see if it goes and patches things up this way. So let's try this out.
Personally, I also had musculoskeletal issues.
So now he said it perfectly. So let's carry on.
And I had the pleasure of being treated by Dr. Casey Pierce, who helped diagnose the persistent issues I've been dealing with.
So that was really weird how he said Dr. Casey Pierce, right? So again, the way to fix this, why don't I go ahead and try to make it all caps so it can realize that it's tied together. And I will play this through once again.
Personally, I also had musculoskeletal issues, and I had the pleasure of being treated by Dr. Casey Pierce.
Now it's doing it perfect. It tied it together because I capitalized the entire name, Dr. Casey Pierce. And I just wanted to point out that I think I just realized what the issue was all along. So I think ElevenLabs is reading it as the end of a sentence because there's a period at the end of doctor, DR period, right? So it thinks it's the end of the sentence. That's why we've been having issues with that here with Dr. Casey Pierce and here with Dr. Wright. So perhaps ElevenLabs, especially because it's an AI trained platform, can be wise enough to go ahead and fix this error, because if it says doctor, usually no sentence would end with dr dot. So something that ElevenLabs might consider. But I digress. Let's now continue with the article.
His thorough examination and attention to detail provided me with much needed clarity and a plan for moving forward. His approach to patient care is not only highly professional, but also incredibly supportive, making me feel confident in my path to recovery. From the front desk to the nurses and assistants, everyone is kind, courteous, and seems to be genuinely invested in their patients' well-being. The office itself is clean and welcoming. If you or a loved one are in need of orthopedic care, I highly recommend Academy Orthopedics. Their team of skilled professionals is dedicated to restoring mobility, alleviating pain, and ultimately improving the quality of life for their patients. On behalf of me and my dad, thank you.
That sounds absolutely perfect to me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead up here and click export. And you see that I can actually publish this to Spotify, 11 Reader, Audio Native. But what I'm going to choose to do is show you the simplest way to go ahead and take care of this. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to export. The type is going to be a single file. The format is going to be MP3, and then I'm gonna select export. And you could see that it took very quickly to go ahead and export it. So now we'll download it to my device. So to build my actual website, I used WordPress, the theme was Astra, and I used Elementor as the web builder. So if I scroll down here on the left-hand side, I can select WordPress, and then there's a dragging feature for audio right here. So I'll simply place it wherever I desire it to be. I'll click select files, I'll select the file, and on the bottom right, I'll select add to widget. I can also add an optional title like press play to listen to the article. Obviously, if I was actually designing this, I would make it a little bit more stylish. And then I'll just go on the top right and hit publish. And now let's test it out in an incognito browser. So over here, I'll go to the news and updates section of my website. I will click on the article. I'll scroll down and you see that we have an option to actually press play to listen to the article. So I'll go ahead and do that.
When it comes to orthopedic care, finding the right team of doctors can make all the difference.
And so you see that it's a very interactive, user-friendly feature that you can add to any blog article, any website. It's also really helpful if someone has any disability related to reading. This can be something that's quite helpful if people have dyslexia or whatever. So it's just an awesome option and I've been recommending it to clients. I hope you guys appreciated this tutorial. If you did and you want to try ElevenLabs, please click on the affiliate link in the description of this video. I'll include it in the comments section as well. And if there's any other AI platform or AI feature of ElevenLabs that you wish for me to cover, let me know. Speaking of blog articles, I made a complete guide of tutorials for ElevenLabs, which you can learn a lot about here, and I will include this video that I'm creating right now. It will be placed right here. So with that being said, I appreciate all of you for tuning in to this video in its entirety, and hopefully I'll see some of you in the next one.